Hiya fellas. Hey guys, B Junior here from Endurance Productions. Gonna do something a little different tonight. This isn't gonna be a full-fledged review or anything. This is gonna be kind of a halfway review and might tell you some DVD features, that kind of thing. I wanted to do something kind of for myself tonight. I wanted to take a break from horror movies for a little while and wanted to do a video or two or three, give or take, however long it takes me to get through these. And just talk about a few films in the comedy genre. Yes, that's right. I actually watch comedies too. Horror movie, I may be a horror movie buff at heart, but you gotta laugh sometimes, so you might as well watch some good comedies. Well, I wanted to entitle this little video or video series, mini-series, The Comedy Movies That Molded Me. These movies that I've picked out to just kind of talk about a little bit and just kind of freestyle blog, in kind of a freestyle blog type video here. Just want to talk to everybody and tell you about movies that I watched during my formative years and have helped mold me, if you will. The reason why I say that is because I take a lot of my sense of humor from these earlier movies that I watched growing up, and as well, and it's just a simple fact that I can watch this set of movies I'm getting ready to talk about just time and time again, and they're just as new as the first time I saw them. They never get old to me, and they just remain. I laugh every time I see them. And there's so many good parts in them, things of that nature. You know. Excuse me there, fellas. Get a little fluids in me. Let's see here. The first one I want to talk about in the comedies that molded me. You got to have a little Mel Brooks in your diet, so none other than Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein is a mid-70s Mel Brooks movie. It's a 1974 effort here. It's on DVD, of course, special edition from 20th Century Fox. Young Frankenstein is just an awesome comedy. I don't know many people who just don't like this movie somewhat, or some parts out of it. If you've never seen it, and even if you're opposed to Mel Brooks movies, I don't like all of Mel Brooks movies. Some of them I just can't get around, but most of them I do. I like his type of humor. If you haven't seen Young Frankenstein, you owe it to yourself to go and get it. At least go rent you an old cheap copy from the old shelves in the back of the video stores there. Old Frankenstein is like a Mel Brooks version of the Tale of Frankenstein, with his, of course, comedic spin on the story. And there again, this is not going to be a full-fledged review. I'm not going to go through it and everything. The Young Frankenstein, there again, is one that helped shape me in my younger years, and I just never get tired of it. Watch for the great scene as Gene Hackman. You barely can notice him in the movie unless you just know to look for him. Gene Hackman plays a little blind man that takes in the Frankenstein monster for a little while. My favorite part of the movie. It's great. DVD's got some good special features on it. If you can find it cheap, pick it up. It's a pretty good one. It's funny. Never gets old. Folks, got a classic for you here. Another one that helped shape me in the younger years, and I never get tired of. The John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd classic, The Blues Brothers. Of course, taking this from a earlier skit they had on Saturday Night Live together, and it's fun. It's just a fun movie. I mean, it's got a lot of musical numbers in it. And I'm not too big on musicals, but this one, just even though it has some musical numbers in it, they do it justice. It's really funny. It's got Carrie Fisher, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin. I mean, a lot of great actors, a lot of great singers. It's just one of those rare little classics that it just kind of was a smaller picture. They put some money behind it. Got John Landis to direct it. I don't know. Just never get tired of the Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers is one of those type of comedies that if I can't pick out anything else, I just grab it off the shelf and put it in. This is my new collector's edition I bought for about $3 or $4 at Walmart. It's the extended cut, director's cut, I think. I don't know, it's got some good features on it. Pick it up while it's cheap, guys. Yes. Speaking of John Landis and John Belushi there, another one that's just that I never get tired of, and you've got to see. If you haven't seen it, man, you need to first smack yourself in the face like they do in the comedy movies, like that, like Three Stooges style, and then go out and get this one. It's none other than Animal House. It's a good college favorite, no matter what your age group. This was filmed in the late 70s, and it was set in the early 60s, I believe. There again, it's got some great characters. It's just a timeless classic because even when I was in college after the military days, I'm telling you guys, college hasn't changed much since this era that they depicted in this movie. They've got some really cool stuff. I don't know. Kevin Bacon makes, I think, one of his first roles in this movie before Friday the 13th. Of course, John Belushi, all the other comedy greats are in this one as well. Karen Allen, Donald Sutherland, Otis Day and the Knights, they do the big music number in the middle of the feature there. I don't know. Animal House, another good one. Ah, yes. If not my favorite comedy, it's probably, I have so many favorites, it's probably not the favorite, but it's up there with probably the top 5, top 3 maybe. It's got to be Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, I've even got the big movie poster I showed in my movie poster video. I'm going to put that up on the wall in here so I can have an action, horror, and a comedy favorite on the other wall over there. I've got the Revenge of the Nerds 2-pack with the sequel in here. The sequel I don't really, it's funny, but it's not a favorite like the first one. It's just not a classic. I recently picked up a cheap copy of the out of the Walmart bargain bin, Revenge of the Nerds Panty Raid Edition. If you're in the market for just the first Revenge of the Nerds, folks, go for the Panty Raid Edition. It's got the special features that the Barebone Edition didn't have. I just picked this one up because it was a double feature and it was cheap. This one's got a audio commentary with 3 of the stars in the movie, behind the scenes. It's actually got a television pilot and some theatrical trailers and stuff like that. There again, not a review, just letting you know some movies that I grew up with. Revenge of the Nerds is one of those that I didn't get to see in the movie theaters. I didn't really know about until it hit the HBO circuit. Man, when this thing hit HBO, it's just like, I remember all the kids in the neighborhood. I used to live in an apartment. And all the kids in the apartment buildings, or the apartment complex, would just find out who had cable. This is back when cable was new, and not everybody had HBO. It was not unheard of to still have a black and white TV, too, lingering around in certain houses. But when Revenge of the Nerds hit HBO, it's just like all the kids had to just go and find a TV and go watch Revenge of the Nerds. And it was like an HBO favorite. That's where it really picked up its momentum, I think. It did pretty good at the movies, but it's a classic, guys. It's just one of those, like the Blues Brothers, I never get tired of. Can't do better than that music number at the end towards the end of this movie. The music and light show they put on is excellent. Yes, getting into some 80s favorites here. I'm getting kind of close on time too. I'll do a couple more and we'll make a part 2. A sequel is coming. Another good one, if you've lived through the 80s era, you've got to like Fast Times at Ridgemont High with Sean Penn and his famous role as the surfer. Hey bud, let's party. Yeah. I actually said that. Yeah. This one's got some commentary and some other good special features. It's a sad to admit, it's a full screen version. I need to get a widescreen version. But, it was based on a book and directed by Amy Heckerling, who you know from SNL movies, things of that nature. Just an all-around 80s classic. I mean, if this is like the epitome of, it is 80s. I mean, it was this, John Hughes movies, and just, this was 80s, okay, when it came to comedy. When you think 80s horror film, you probably think Fright Night or something like that. When you think 80s comedy, you think Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Breakfast Club, Weird Science, But anyway, folks, that's on the list there. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Another movie that molded me in my younger years. That's probably what's wrong with me. I think I'll close right here. I've got a few more I'm going to do in part 2. That's right, watch out for it. Part deuce is coming. Take care, folks. We'll see you soon more with comedy movies that molded me.